welcome to another My Two Good Hands video. Came home, started up the Explorer, little squeal, big puff of smoke from under the hood, and the belt was toast. We'll show you that belt. So here you go. We shredded our Serpentine belt like you wouldn't believe. So what causes a Serpentine belt to shred like this? The alternator didn't turn. Started it up, the bearing was locked up. So there's a big ee, whoop, and boom, a big puff of smoke. Whole interior smells like burnt rubber. This thing just incinerated in like 30 seconds or 20 seconds. So we're going to show you how to do an alternator on the 2016 Ford Explorer. This will be the same for probably all the way from your 11s all the way to your 18s. We're non-turbocharged, so we got a little more clearance, but downside is, doesn't look like it come out the bottom, doesn't look like it come out the top. Looks like we're going to pull the fan stuff apart. So we're going to get at it, but remember, safety first. Unhook your battery before you start this process. So let's open the hood and get going. We did already lift this thing. We did already lift this up, but we're going to get this out, flip this up. We have to get some lights set up. We'll get those set up. So you got the hood. First thing we're going to do is unhook this because we're going to unhook the battery. So I think we got to get a 10mm wrench for that and loosen that up and get that cable off. So again, for our safety first, we are going to unhook the battery. And see, that comes loose pretty easy. It's an interesting kind of clamp design here. Got a little wedge. Here we go. We're unhooked. We're just going to put that on there. It's out of the way. Battery's unhooked, so we are electrically safe. Now we're going to take all this airbox stuff out. It's going to take us a little bit to get at it. We'll get the camera where you can see it better and get working on that. So then the first things we're going to do, I'm going to take this cover off. So you take this whole thing off for the oil that leaves this piece loose. If you come up here, you'll find that there's some little twisty things you can twist out. Might want to be here too. No. So you see that little twisty thing there? Just doesn't want to twist out. This side's just a pop loose thing. Okay, so we're going to have to get our tools to pop that loose. We've got some of those tools. We'll go get them. Plastic clips. We got our tools from Amazon here. You can see the little clip tools we've got. I'm going to take this one back here first. See if it'll fit in there. And it looks like it will maybe fit in there. Nope, won't fit in there. We'll have to get a different tool that'll fit in there. Probably have to use this one. Yep, that worked. So you see, we used this tool, came in there and pried that one pretty easy. The next one might be a little more difficult because that's this one. It looks like you should turn it, but we turned it a bunch and it doesn't come up. So, well, it still looks like it wants to turn. It doesn't want to pop. So we'll turn it again some more. Yeah, maybe it is coming up. Takes a while. Here it is. So it looks like you can twist that and get it out. You can get this cover off. Once you get the cover off, you want to make sure you put this back on your oil filler. Or at least, if you want to keep this piece out of there, you got this piece. That won't go in there. So I'm going to put this on here. Okay, we're going to put these tools away. Probably going to need them again, but we'll put them away for now. And we're going to go put this on the workbench. So what we're going to do is take this whole airbox assembly out. You can go see my air cleaner video, how to change the air cleaner, get that top off. But this right here, has a little clip there. You got to slide that clip down and out like this. And then you could get that off. So once that's off like that, you're good. we'll just leave that up there like that. So we go to hook it back up. We'll go get a screwdriver to loosen that. Looks like we've got a hose here. Looks like this hose here will just pull off back here. So that was off of right here. So that's good. We got a gap there. Like I said, we're gonna go get a screwdriver for that. We're gonna pop these clips here. That's how this comes loose. Let's see if there's any more clips up here. No. So that's how that comes up, and then we can work this one out like this. Like I said, we're gonna go get a screwdriver and take that loose. We'll be right back. Next thing to get our airbox out, we pull that out. You saw that. Got to take this part out here, 8mm. All of this is just to get at it. Put these rags up here so we got places to lay bolts, but we don't leave them there. We take them away. So you're going to find this airbox to be stubborn. It looks like I can go in here with a tool underneath and hope and get in there right where the spot is. Yeah. You can feel it right there. Oh, yeah. So we use one of these tools to go under there and pry it. Now get your airbox out. Tap this upside down. A lot of dirt in that airbox. So we don't lose the bolts, put them in the airbox. Put the airbox down here. Okay. Airbox is out. So the airbox is out. We got lots of space here to work now. Now the key is the alternator is way over here. And we're going to have to get some bolts and fasteners and get them out. We're going to unhook the electrical from it first. What we're going to do is we're going to take this shroud out. Looks like we're going to have a lot of spots where we're going to have to come in here with pry tools and pry the fasteners loose. Like right here. You pop this in here and you can kind of pry these loose. You have to come in here with the one that scissors, because I can't get some of them I can get. But we'll come in there with the scissors ones. We'll pop that loose all the way along here. This piece here. Okay. The other tool. This tool from our Amazon kit. And we think we can put that in here like this. And then do this. And started it. And that one broke. We've got more connectors, so we might just have to use those. But there's no way on some of these. You're just going to break them. Never use these. This guy, connector. That's out of the way. So to get this shroud assembly out, it's going to be that easy, but it ain't going to be that hard, I don't think either. But we do have some clips here we got to get behind with this tool and hopefully be able to pry these up. get in there with that. Try to get in there with this one. Oh, yeah, that's nice. So I should keep these plastic bags. Yeah, do that. Start with the wire, so I'm going to try to get loose. Yeah, get the bottom. It's still here. Take away the cut. All right, now. I don't know what to do. What do I do? Tie it. What do you think? Loose again. Yes, we're up. We got it. Yep, we got it. Look at those. So now we should be able to unplug these wires. Okay, we're gonna go down and see if we can get the ones down below. So we gotta unhook this wire right here. And see how that tab pushes down? You gotta push that down and pull that. So I won't be able to show you, but you push this down and you pull on the wire and it should come off. That's what we're gonna try to do here. We're gonna have to shut you off. So that came off very easy. You can see what kind of connector it is. Won't be able to mess it up. We still got one spot here hooked. So we're gonna have to go under here and get this piece right in here loose. You can see it, but you can see it's right. See what's right on it. So that one right there needs to come loose. We're going to get that next. Okay, so after you get the two bolts out, and I put them in a nice container here, you kind of pop this thing up. It comes out of the clips that way, and you can start working it around and out here, I think. If we lose this back, I have to undo this bungee cord we put on here to hold this up that way and pull this way now. Now let's see what we can hang this on. Probably should put that in there too. Looks like you take that cable out of there. It's your hood release cable. Get out of the way. Looks like if we put this back here some more. It's attached or no? Okay, so that's good. That's good. Let's bring this over a little bit. Now, remember we didn't get that one wire loose, so we're going to be able to get that wire loose now, we think, because we got space to work. Yeah, be able to get the screwdriver in there now. So we'll go do that, and then we'll work that thing up this way and out. We're going to look down here to see that hose up there. Let's see if we can see that connector now, maybe better. Oh, it ain't easy to bring this up, is it? Get all this out of the way. It's out of the way. Should keep coming. Trying to see what we got in the way here. Got a little wire here that ain't gonna hold us. Okay. Good. Okay, go this way a little bit. Still got loose fan stuff there. Okay. So now you can see right here where the wire connector is. We're going to get that wire off now. There we go. And once you got this off, now this piece can come out. We'll clean this up before we put it back in. Okay, good. We didn't damage our core at all. So that's good. You can see where that clips in down there. And there's a couple clips. So we should be able to get that back in pretty easy. Next step here is to unwire the alternator. And we'll show you that. So we got good view here. That black cap's going to snap off to get it a wire. And we got those wires on the back of the alternator there we can get off. Then we can actually start taking the alternator off, which is pretty hilarious. But that's going to be underneath work, and probably going to do that after lunch. Welcome back to my two good hands. Hey, we're still working on the alternator here. We're ready to get the alternator out. We do have a 15 millimeter socket. We know that's going to fit the upper bolt. I'm going to pull that one all the way out. Then below that one, there's another bolt. We're not sure the size yet, but once we get this one on there, and we're going to go to the next one. We believe there's a slot in the bottom of the alternator so that when you take it out, the bottom bolt, you only have to loosen it a little bit to let it out. That's what we're hoping for. Let me show you where that's at. So I'm going to show you a real handy device here. This is for, it's not on, it's on Tighten right now. We got to figure out how to change it to loosen. You know. So you can see that this the baby ratchet. So instead of sitting there with the wrench and going click, 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 one click at a time, we'll be able to put this on there and turn this with our hands. So that's pretty slick. Link to this on Amazon. So support the channel, please. So we're working on that lower bolt, and here's what we found. With this on this wrench like this piece here hits the tensioner. So we have to come away a little bit. The problem we've got is we don't have any extensions that short. But what we do have is this neat little kit here. This neat little kit here is adapters. So we are going to grab our 1/2 inch to 3/8 adapter. I'm going to put that in the socket. Now by putting that in the socket, we picked up 3/4 of an inch. Now we can put our long-handled ratchet in there. And we're going to go see if we can get on it with this. If we don't, we got to take the tensioner out. Looks like that's probably 10 millimeter bolts, 3 of them. It's more stuff to take off. Let's not take stuff off we don't have to. So we're going to go try this. So to get around removing your tensioner, if you have a little kit like this, in this assortment, you will have a 1/2 inch to 3/8 hookup. You can take that and put that in your 15 millimeter socket. It will give you the clearance to get this on. Of course, probably if you got a long one, deep well, you're probably okay too. Then I put my 3/8 drive on there like this. Now I did also use a cheater pipe on here because once you're in there, you got like very little room. But again, that's slotted, so the screw don't have to come all the way out. I got it about 3 turns loose now. So that's how we did that. The other thing we used this wheel like this. That's handy as hell too. To get this stud out. Now this stud here, this nut is supposed to go back and forth. So we're going to try to hold this and loosen this nut a little bit. But right now it looks like it's just like this, and that's all we're going to have. But the idea here is you get this threaded into the alternator and then you tighten it. But it can go back in this way, so we might leave it. There's where we're at for now. We're going to put this stuff away and show you how we get the alternator out. We believe it's loose now, but we're going to check that out. Okay, so so we got that bolt out. We ended up pulling that bottom bolt out all the way. Now we're going to have to figure out, get this thing out. Who's the bolt out? Didn't forget either. This is a piece of kit. Where's the thing out? Okay. To get this in, has to go in between that wire harness here and the radiator. When you pull it up here, you push it down, you can see where those clips are. Just kind of lower it in there. That one's in. That one's in. Once you're in, you can look in there and check the clips. That one's in. This one you can't see, but even there in my hand, yeah, that one's in. Okay, so they're in. We can take this hose and just kind of lay it up here now. Now, we got to get the bolts into the radiator shroud. Those are the ones we kept in our little bin here. So we're going to go find our wrench and get those in. And then we'll start working on reconnecting the wires and routing them. Careful not to lose your bolts. We'll start with the easy one here first. Keep it tight. I got one here. Find your other one. Okay, get this up again. Get started. I can. From there, get your ratchet on it. See your ratchet. This way. I'll do the other one for a minute. Okay, it's that one done. So we're going to put the airbox back in. To make it easier, sprayed a little WD-40 on the posts. Remember, that was hard to pull out. But, we know this goes on top of here. So we're just going to kind of figure out where it goes here. And put your hand under here and make sure your stud is lined up with your hole. Yeah, there we go. Back a little too far. And put your hands under here and you can feel that those studs are through. Now we're going to put our bolts up above here that we took out. I got to go get a wrench for this. We'll go get a wrench. Let's get a wrench here, get both these studs started. One time, tighten one. Okay, that's it. No, I can back in. We'll take it in these. And then for 1 day. This piece. Let's go here. Yeah. Make sure we get that. Inside good. Wait, supposed to be. Sure you got this up there. Once you're sure you got this on good, you can tighten up the screw here. You'll feel it get snug. Remember, you got to hook this little hose up. And you got to hook this hose up. Okay. Now we got to latch the air cleaner. So latching the air cleaner box can be difficult because you have to get these pegs in these holes. One of the clips is in the way. There we go. By the way, this is always a struggle. Got one up. There we go. Okay. So the air cleaner's in. I'm going to hook up our power with our 10 millimeter. It's tight. Before I start it up, I always safety first. Look with the flashlight for any tools, rags, etc. Looks clean. Okay, see if it'll start. Running good. So don't forget, like and subscribe to My Two Good Hands. We will catch you in the next video. Here we did an alternator. I want to say it took me about 4 hours coming out with frozen bolts and stuff that I didn't know about. Now, once I went back together, it probably took about 2 hours. So I'm guessing if you took it to a shop, they're going to charge you about 4 or 5 hours. So figure $500-600. Plus, I spent $450 on parts. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Do yourself a favor. Do it yourself. Save some big bucks.